let's review another game. Another victory. As you can see, a quite messy game with low accuracy on both sides. 70.6% the opponent, 73.7% me with black, and a lot of mistakes, missed key move and blunders. But let's see. E4, E6, F3, F4, sorry, D5, French defense, and this is the French defense knight variation with two knights. Here I played a theoretical move, which is pawn in d4, attacking the knight that has to move. The knight goes in e2, and I thought that this was a good move to mess the center, the pawn structure of white, and instead here the best move was to give protection to that pawn. And after this, what happens? What's the best move here? Probably I can develop a piece. Is taking a good move? No. What's the best move here? Maybe this one? Yes. Okay. So, this is the first mistake. White captures. And I don't know how to play this position, so the best move was develop the knight and attack in the center. Knight in c3, d7. This is a missed move, but I just want to develop my pieces. I see why, because this prevents this move, because now I can take. I continue to develop my pieces. Knight in f6. The pawn attacks the knight in f6. I move. I don't want to capture that pawn because I want to take with my dark squared bishop and avoid to lose a tempo. Knight takes in d5, I take back with my pawn, I develop the knight, I finally decide to take the pawn in d4, knight takes, and I take the pawn in e5, which is the best move. But here I have to be careful, and I saw this during the game, because now the queen can pin my knight to the king. So, queen in e2, and here I had the idea to play d7, but I decided to develop my bishop and to protect the knight, and then castle. but this is a mistake because now the opponent can add pressure. Yes, pawn f4 arrives. I didn't see this move. This is nice. This has to move. And now this. The queen can take because then it is pinned to the king. Bishop in b5 prevents my rook to go to e8, and here I can do this. The position is still better for white. Whatever. Back with the actual game. Pawn takes my knight, I take back, the queen can take, and here the best move for white is castling. I attack the queen x-ray, the queen has to move, probably not the best square, according to the engine this is a mistake, but the queen is attacking the pawn in d5. Check with my queen, the king has to move, and here I decide to take the knight, probably not the best move, clearly a winning advantage. What I was thinking in this position was that with my bishop I want to have the possibility to give this check. Of course now I can do it. I can do that because the knight and here I'm down 2 pieces now. But if I remove the defender, now bishop takes. My idea here is to infiltrate with the queen in those light squares that are unprotected. And now I can attack the queen and the rook. Here white finds a great move because now I can't capture the rook with my bishop, because as soon as my bishop moves there is checkmate in g7, so I have to be very careful. And here I decided to push my f-pawn so that the checkmate is not there anymore. The rook attacks my queen, I move my queen. A better option was to move the queen in e6, but actually I like my queen in d7 because I was expecting to this move by white, so my bishop has to move and goes back, and I think this is the I thought this was the best square for my bishop, and indeed this is the best move according to the engine. Now my queen in d7 is also covering the critical square g7, because this pawn is very weak. Oh, I see the idea of queen in d6 because in now I'm leaving this pawn weak. Instead, with my queen in e6, the bishop can take. Okay, bishop takes. I can take with the pawn because the pawn is pinned to the by the queen. So I try to exchange rooks because in this way I'm removing a defender of the white's king. Take, take. Now this is a mistake by white. White is attacking my bishop, but I can threaten nasty things. Queen in c7 is the best move. This is a blunder by white. They lost all the advantage because now I can give this check. The king has to move, check again with queen in d1. The only move for white is bishop in c1, and I take with the rook. The king escapes in b2, check, and the queen and the king escapes in a3. Now the position is better for black, but I don't see a plan. I didn't see, and I don't see now a plan to checkmate my opponent. I continue with this check. The king moves. Check. Check again. This doesn't change anything because the king can still escape in a3. And what's the best move here? The best move was to kick the queen. Actually, I like this move because if the queen takes, so if this is a blunder, the mistake, because now it's mate. So and if the queen goes in d8, I can oh, this is an inaccuracy. Actually, I prefer to block with the rook because the engine knows how to escape from this situation, but I don't know. I'm not very confident. Now what happens? This and then this. Check. Okay. Check. And now check. Not sure about this these engine moves. Back with the game. So my rook now is in f2. The queen gives this check. I block with my rook. The queen moves back to g5. This looks like an error, but I'm actually activating my my bishop. White activates his bishop as well, and I attack the bishop. Queen again gives me this check. Another I block with the rook. The queen moves back to g5. I left a pawn hanging. Queen takes, check. I block with the bishop attacking the queen. And now I can put my rook on the c-file. Bishop in f3. Check. And now look at the clock. My opponent has 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I have less than 1 minute on the clock. I need to come up with something very aggressive, otherwise I will lose on time. So I decided to sacrifice my bishop and try to checkmate my opponent using only the queen and the rook. Luckily, I don't even have to sacrifice the bishop because I think white didn't realize that I can capture his bishop with my bishop, so the material is still equal. Check with the queen, and I step aside in the h8 square with my king. Now my king is safe, but I need to be careful because there is always the risk of back rank checkmate. Pawn push by white, check in c3. The king moves, check again. The queen blocks. I don't want to trade queens because I have 52 seconds and white has a pass pawn, so no chances that I can win this end game with 4 pawns and 1 rook and 2 rooks. I mean 2 rooks against each other. So I don't want to trade queens. So I move my queen, rook in d1. Here I'm attacking the rook, and here white pushes his pawn to d4. Now look at this position. I can take the rook because the rook is defended by the queen, and the queen is also staring at my queen. And I'm very happy because with 32 seconds on the clock, I have been able to find this move. Bang! Rook in c3, great move, attacking the queen and trying to deflect the queen from protecting the rook in d1. The idea here is that the queen, if queen moves here, I can attack it also with my pawn, sacrificing the pawn. The queen can take, because if the queen takes, I can checkmate in 1, like this. So back with the game, great move. This is a blunder by white, because now I can capture the rook and mate in one. So very happy because I was short on time. I checkmated my opponent with only 20 seconds left on the clock. So good, not a great game, but I'm very happy with the result, and very happy with the time management, and also the fact that I was able to think rationally, also with only with little time on the clock. Let's see if I can learn something from all this game, apart from probably this end game that was quite messy. I prefer positional games, and this was quite tactical. But let's see before the big blunder by the opponent. Yeah, this is I was I was about to play the move queen in d7. That was probably the best move, because now I can because now the move by white, pawn in f4, doesn't work, because I have this, and the queen can take, because I have because it's pinned. So the king has only one square available, which is d1. The knight can capture the bishop with check, and now okay that the king can go here to try to capture the knight, but I have queen takes in queen takes queen in e2, and the bishop or the knight has to take, and now I can defend my my knight with my bishop. So here I'm developing the bishop and protecting the knight, and I can castle. So here the idea was to, so let's see this move, 8 minutes and 5 seconds. I thought about this move only for 17 seconds, and maybe I should have taken more time to think about this move, because this is a critical moment in the game. Yes, I think that's the main lesson to bring home after this match. Beside that, also this, because in this case I thought that the best move was to push the pawn to mess up the pawn structure of white, and instead here the best move is c5, protecting the pawn in d4. In this case, this is the best move, I don't remember. Yes, this is the best move. Okay, that's all for this review. See you in the next game. Ciao ciao.